This is Curtis at Ace Per Head Studios, rolling out another sports talk. This time, who really won the 2021 draft? 259 players were picked. Now we're going on to undrafted free agents, which is no small deal. Anybody really is paying attention, the teams that have the best undrafted free agents are usually one of the better teams in the league. It's critical now, especially with the cap dropping. So there's still plenty more new players coming on tomorrow. Always something to talk about. But the draft, the official draft is now over. You know, who really won? Well, we'll get into specific teams, but all the kids that got the call, that were drafted, they won. I mean, just imagine how it must feel for you give your whole life to something, knowing the chances are you're never going to reach the end. And then you get that call. You get that call that validates all your hard work. That must be an amazing feeling. Football is a brutal sport. It's brutal to make it through that gauntlet to get to the end. So congratulations to everyone who was drafted. Sincerely. Even the last guy, 259. Okay? Congratulations. Now, everyone's saying this and that. You're hearing all kinds of talk. A grades, B grades, F grades. You know, the monkeys in front of the camera like me. We're saying you won, you lost. The fans, everybody's saying something. Okay? But a song by the Doors, Roadhouse Blues, fits this whole situation. The future is uncertain and the end is always near. Football is unlike any sport in the world. To me, there's nothing more beautiful. Sometimes at night, I still hear the sounds of pad cracking. And I miss it. I miss it. It's a young man's game. It's like Achilles, you know, great, young, and then you die early. It's just, it comes and it goes. It's fleeting. And there's so many things that get wrapped up into success and failure. You know, there's so much. A little bit here, a little bit. It's like I keep hearing the Pacino monologue in the football movie. I can't remember right now. It's the old timers is kicking in. Old timers is kicking in. Anyway, a little bit here, a little bit there makes all the difference in the world. And sometimes it's in your control and sometimes it's not. But we can make projections. You know, team need, production in college, talent level, how much you spent to get the player. This is the framework with how we start the projection process. And so I'm going to go over who I felt like won. And I'm not a draftnik. I don't know all the players. I know some players in the back end, some in the middle, because I studied them for the Fins. When I write for them, study from this thing. You know, I don't know all the players. So I'm going to miss some of you guys' teams. I'm going to miss some players. And that's the thing that I want. I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear the comments. So many good comments since I've been doing this thing. And as I said, that means a lot to me. This is a process of gathering information. Total believer in Sun Tzu, Art of War. And Art of War is all about intelligence. Knowledge gives you the advantage. And I want to learn. So I'm looking forward to hearing you guys about things I missed. But we'll just go over some of the quick ones. You know, for Jags fans, this is great. And, you know, we don't know what he's going to do with the rest. We don't know what's going on with the rest of the picks. But this is hope. And this is a quality pick. Luck, opportunity, whatever. The next is the Jets. Jets got a little bit of grief. Zach Wilson was picked. You know, he's a little small. Maybe he's going to get gobbled up by New York. And they're throwing the heat on the Jets. And then especially when they moved up to get Verituka, they got a little bit more junk. Okay, you know, they expended those 2-3 picks, the 2 third-round picks. I said, who's gonna go get this guy? But they did what they had to do to protect the most valuable asset they have. And I think that was a good move. Elijah Moore, they picked up. Good receiver. Slot guy, tough guy. So you got your quarterback. It's an opportunity. You got some protection for him. and you got a good quality receiver that he can grow with. But the pick that I liked a lot, I love the running back position. Michael Carter taken in the 4th round. You watch this guy and there's just magic to him. Special. Small, 201, 5'9". But there is something special about this kid, and that was a steal. I wished my Finns had got him. I think he's going to bring a lot of trouble to the AFC East. Then the Falcons. Pitts could be generational. Some people say, it's too much. No, I'm not saying he is generational, but when you look at his ability to play from inline to boundary and his physical talents and his everything, there's opportunity there. So, I know that the trade back, more picks, bolts around the defense, but what an offense. It's going to be exciting to watch. And it's definitely going to be film study stuff. Okay, and they got Grant in the 2nd round. I thought he was a very good quality pick for a defense that needs help. Not a superstar, but tough, smart, safety, in the box, kind of like a strong safety kind of guy. Good quality pick. Lions. Now, it's like, it's a no-brainer. So, but think about if you're a Lions fan. I was a Lions fan because I loved Barry. Barry was one of my top 3 or 4 favorite players. I watched every game that Barry played. And his line was terrible. They've only had 1 Pro Bowl tackle or guard since 1982. And that's Keith Durney. So you're talking almost 40 years without real quality offensive line. And, I keep saying it over and I beat it into the ground. They're not the sexy pick, but the offensive line makes the NFL world go around. Your offensive line don't cut it. You don't cut it. Okay? So for a Lions fan, this is a great, great pick. Now the Bears, man. Chi-Town hasn't seen a quarterback since the flood. They got an opportunity. They moved up. They spent the whole Fields gives them opportunity. And I like what they did with Jenkins in the 2nd round. Tevon Jenkins is who I wanted the Dolphins to grab. Really, really like his play. I think, maybe sliding in a guard to start off. But they got the quarterback again, and they got somebody to give him life. And I think that's a mistake that the Bengals made last year. They've got this great quarterback prospect, brought him in on a paper-thin offensive line, and you see what happens. And, for guys who really, really study the NFL, it used to be your left tackle was it. They bring the pressure from the left, and if your left tackle is good, your quarterback's safe. But defenses have understood now that the key pressure is interior because it's the direct line to the quarterback, and it forces them out of the pocket. It breaks down the pocket. So this left tackle, they're bringing guys on the left, they're bringing the right, but the middle pressure is what defenses want to bring. And that's how Burrows lost his knee last year. So to me, Jenkins was a key pickup for the Bengals. Surprisingly, they did good. 2 years in a row now. Chargers. What a good draft. Herbert, people knocked him. He fell to 3rd. And look how amazing. To me, I still think if Burrows had stayed healthy, he would have won. I still think he's the better quarterback. But Herbert's outstanding. And thankfully, he didn't suffer the same kind of issue that Burrows did. And they brought in Slater was a great pick at 13. I cannot believe they were talking about the Dolphins taking him at 6 and he fell to 13. Great pick. And Asante Samuels Jr., cornerback, 2nd round. That's a bloodline right there. Similar mold, quality pick. And then Brendan James, who's a very good guard. They brought 2 pieces, maybe some parts on the defense would have been more pressing. But smart. Your number 1 piece, you found an elite quarterback. How hard is that? Protect him. Simple, but brilliant. Okay? Then the Pats. They found Mac Jones at 15. Is Mac Jones the greatest quarterback since sliced bread? Nope. Slow, a little goofy, but he fits the mold. And New England didn't have to pay a premium. They just sat. He fell to them. They picked him up. They can let him sit. They can develop him. He fits their thing. Mac Jones, I like Mac Jones. I do believe in a lot of some of the knocks on him. I seen it with Tua. Tua suffered from injury, but you could see his processing speed suffered because he had so much talent in college. And there is definitely a lag. But for the Pats fans, thankfully, Mac Jones doesn't have to play for a year or two. He doesn't have to play for a year or two. And the kid's smart, and you have a great offensive line. So he's a little not as accurate as some people say. Like I saw some of his passes go wild, but they'll refine his technique, his mechanics. Great pick. Ravens, year in, year out, they do it. Anybody who wants a successful front office, just watch the Ravens. They're one of the best in the league. Rashad Bateman was the fourth best receiver. And when you look at his game, there's just really very little to not like. And I did a video on buyers beware receivers, and I studied the last 10 years of the draft. And when you look at the draft, it is so risky to draft receivers, especially in the top 10 and the first round. But the Ravens roll the dice on a receiver with a second pick late in the first round. That's great value. And it also helps out, a team that really needs receivers. Okay, so it was a need pick and a smart pick. Broncos. Oh, I don't like you Broncos, man. I wanted Javonte Williams desperately. I was dreaming of Javonte and Jenkins on my Dolphins, and we were ready to rumble, man. I love Ricky Williams. Maybe there's something there. I love his running style. I think he's going to be best back in the draft. I definitely like Harris, his third down ability, but this kid Williams is my style of runner. And he jumped in front of the Dolphins. I don't know if they're going to take him or not. Great. That is a great pick. And then my Finns, a little questionable. I personally didn't like the overinvestment of a receiver at 6. Worry about Phillips at 18 because of his injuries, even though they're super talent. So I'm not going to go there. But Eichenberg was a good pick. I wanted Jenkins, but Eichenberg is a quality player who could play left and right. He could fill in for left, and because two was a lefty, they could actually swing Jackson to the right, and he could play left. I mean, he's able to go off, and then they really needed offensive line. They needed to move their guy Hunt inside to guard because his feet were terrible. Eichenberg's got great feet, needs to work on his hands, a little small but very strong. Good pick. Raiders were raiding, man. Everyone's making fun of the Raiders. They were overdrafting this and that. Whatever. We'll see. But Trevon Moehrig, the safety, I think that's his name. Watch a little tape on him. Good safety. Third safety. There's a little run. My Dolphins started a run, so I had to do a little safety watching. And I liked his play. They came up and they got the safety. I think that would have been gone if it wasn't there. He's a good player for them. They needed. I think they expended some to get him, but I thought that was a good pick. That was one of the picks I could really hang my hat on for the Raiders. Washington, Sam Cosmi. They have a good offensive line, but they're in, as I said, pole position to take the division. They have a good offensive line, but injuries brought inconsistency. And you got Fitzpatrick. And if you can just keep him standing up, run the ball efficiently, the division is the Washington football team. Okay? Sam Cosmi will slide in at guard, and he'll be depth. Okay, then you have Browns, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. I really didn't know much about him, but a commenter turned me on to him, and I was watching tape. This guy has some freak abilities. He's got that safety, linebacker, hybrid type feel. And I think that's quality pick in the second round for the Browns, who already have an excellent defense, who were struggling a little bit with their coverage. So that was one excellent pick. And then Bengals, they got Jackson Carman. They needed help at guard. They're terrible in the interior. Okay, center's pretty good, but that brings help. They went for Chase, and I thought that was I would have gone with Sewell, but hey, this was a good find for them. Chiefs quietly did very good with very little ammo. I'm a big Nick Bolton fan. I studied him a couple months ago. I was doing studies on linebackers, middle linebackers for the Dolphins. I just fell in love with this kid. He's got like Zach Thomas. Not obviously, who is Zach Thomas? But that feel, smart, explosive, physical, intelligent. He struggles a little bit in coverage, but I really like his game. I think he's going to be very fun for the Chiefs and very fun tape to watch. And then Creed Humphreys at center. We know the deal with the Super Bowl. It's all about the offensive line. So bringing him in was a huge, huge win. Now, the Vikings, Kellen Mond. People have been taught. I remember it was Chris Sims really turned me on to him to watch him, and a bunch of other people I had been talking to really kept Mond. I don't really watch a lot of college. I watch college when the draft comes. I'm all about the NFL. It's all I got time for. But there is possibility there, and it's great to have quarterback come in, kind of push the situation. So, those were the picks that I saw as, I'm sure there's plenty more. And I'm sure some of these won't turn out to be quality. But for me, this is what I liked. But again, the future is uncertain and the end is always near. We don't know. Player 259 could turn out to be the best player in the draft. And that's the amazing thing about football. Now, you take a look at this little operation we got over here, just as an example. I've been doing this for 5 weeks. I'm a writer. I don't like being in front of the camera. It's a whole new operation. But the guy on the other side of the camera, Hans, this cool, suave Costa Rican guy, he's a pro. He's worked with Red Bull. He's got some big bands that he's worked with. You can see his videos. He's even showing me a picture of him with Shaq. He's got a party. He's partying when Shaq's over there doing a DJ thing. And he's got the monkey over here in front of him screwing things up. Like yesterday, I made some mistakes. Whatever. I got some stats wrong. But you could see you have quality and then you got a monkey. But then, just like in the NFL, things happen that are unexpected. Funny little story. I had to throw it in there because it was just apropos. I was debating back and forth whether I should tell it, but I got to do it. It might be TMI that's the new age way of saying too much information. Anyway, so yesterday, we were doing the drafting. It was the first time we did it. It was all new for me. Woke up, tired. I go to do a delivery in the bathroom. You know what I mean? Delivery. So I take my laptop with me because, I like to be active while I'm active. So I'm looking and I'm like, oh, wow, man, I'm getting some comments. I'm answering the comments. I'm getting excited. Time's going by and I don't realize how much time passed. So I'm like, oh, man, I better get going. Hans is going to expect me here at the Ace Bread Studios. Better get running. Just jump up shot out of a cannon. And all of a sudden, you all know that. When the legs are dead, they fell asleep. I'm standing over my brand new laptop, lurching like a tree. My legs are dead. Time stops. I'm like, what am I going to do? Just somehow I threw myself to the side. My dead leg turned. All I hear is bone must have cracked in my foot. Grabbed the wall, hit the ground. I've fallen down and I can't get up, man. I feel like one of those old man videos, Long story short, there's a big outbreak of COVID over here. I got to go to the hospital. So I got to get to the studio with a broken bone in my foot. It's not compound fracture, thank God. It's a small little crack, or maybe it was the sound of tearing a muscle. So I don't know what it is, something. So you have a great director and camera guy. You got a monkey who's passable, but then circumstances come to throw situation out of whack. How many times? Look at Darnold. Look what happened to Darnold. Look at the countless players that could have been a success. So there's so many things that go into this. We don't know, but that's the exciting part. When we get film, then we can start making accurate evaluations. I have some fans that are Finns fans. They hate the draft. I'm worried, but who knows? That's the beauty of football. All right, thank you for staying to the end. I hope you had a good draft. I did, aside from a broken foot. But we are moving on now. Undrafted free agents, a small, quick free agency. And before you know, it'll be preseason and we'll start getting tape. And then we can start making accurate judgments. Until then, it's opinions, but opinions are fun. This is sports football talk. So if you enjoyed what you saw here, please like, comment, and subscribe. I say it and I say it again. I like comments. I like to learn. If I do something wrong, you tell me. Let me know. I'll fix it next time. I like that. I like talking football. I like talking sports. Anyway, take care. Be well. See you next time.